And we're back.
Back for another one.
Yeah. So you remember where we left off?
So what was the question?
So we left off on you just talking about you don't believe that it's natural,
I
maybe.
that it's against nature to just be one man, one woman to a degree.
And you already mentioned the point of the lion male, and then you're going on to the point of the conquerors and stuff of that nature. So,
right.
but so to argue that point, not to say I disagree with you, but can't you say that we? Oh yeah, thanks. Can't you say that we, sir, have? I'm gonna act like this is gonna be super controversial, but I'm gonna act like a liberal. No, I'm playing. But I like liberals and I like conservatives. But
This guy plays both sides all the time.
oh, I have to. I have to.
Where do you stand?
I love human beings.
There you go.
But haven't we evolved to a point? I'm just being devil's advocate. I mean, just to. I want your true, honest answer. This is not how I personally feel, but don't you think that we evolved to a point where we're more sophisticated and there's values of having one woman, like structure, like where the mother, and obviously you can give me a million reasons, but where the mother, and the father are breeding. They know all their lineage, you know what I mean? Like they know who their mother is, same mother, same father. I think that there's some, positives in that, but I do think there is some positives in having multiple women too in this society, because we're people in society, so you got to think about the kids too. Like the kids might not necessarily know that, like, okay, daddy is rich enough to, of course, I'm assuming he's rich enough. In some unfortunate circumstances, he's not, and he's going around and populating women. I don't agree with that.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
That definitely is a bad thing.
I don't think so.
It definitely is a bad thing if
I don't
you do
think
not
so.
have the resources to populate these women.
Kids are cheap, women are expensive.
Kids are cheap, women are expensive?
Yes.
Kids are not cheap.
Kids are cheap, women are expensive. Keep going, Chim.
That's his point of view. You know what I mean? That's why.
Cereal don't cost that fucking much. Let's go.
True, but my point of view on that is I think there can be benefits to one mother and one father breeding all these kids and having a successful lineage from there and having them be healthy and them connected to the root. You know what I mean? But I think it's important for the kid to be with their mother and father and see that in the presence. Maybe not. You know what I mean?
So what's the question, Chad?
The question is,
You said a couple of things, right? You said like the kids should know their lineage.
yeah, the kids should know exactly where they're coming from. I think there's the benefits of seeing both.
And they do, because they hold the last name of the dad. Which
Yeah,
ultimately,
but
ultimately what matters. Let's be completely
mother and father in the household is a positive reflection to be seen.
You're saying two different things.
But I'm saying those are more.
Yeah, but you're talking about two different.
But those are more reasons why you can see why it's not just the best to say, hey, yeah, I can populate. It's just this is natural for us to populate like lions.
That's literally why we're here. That's literally how we got here. But the point is, right? I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong. I'm saying
Me either.
What I've observed. If we're being completely honest, right? Father's last name is going to live on. Father's ideas, his principles, his values are going to be indoctrinated to the children if he's a good father, and he's going to program these into the children, and then that's what's going to live on. They're going to program those into the next generation, so on and so forth. What does the mother plays a massive role for sure? Like I think without the mom, the kid doesn't really learn comfort as well. The kid doesn't learn a lot of things, right? Comfort, very important. How to feel love, how to give love. So I could go on, but we'll just keep it very simple. The father, though, he's thinking more generationally. Like it's more, what am I programming for the long term?
Quality over quantity.
You can have both. Like that kind of statement is false, because you can have both. It's not like you just have one or you just have the other. You know what I mean? Like you can have quality in high quantities.
But can you have quality relationships? Quality, like I'm not sure, because I have. Well, I'm a
cultures do that. Like in the Middle East, like they have sister wives.
But they live a more.
Like you know what I mean.
But that doesn't saying that the man, unless you're talking about a specific religion or some shit that or whatever, that definitely have multiple women like wives. Like,
so it's okay if it's under religious context?
No, it's definitely not okay if it's just under religious context. But I've seen that.
The Mormons do it. The Muslims do
it.
I
was about to say that. But I didn't know if it was Mormon, so I didn't want to say ignorant statement. But even that, like, I'm not necessarily, not to bring it into religion, but I don't think that justifies it or makes it any better. And nor am I saying like, yeah, a man should be fucking with one woman and I don't believe in marriage, and I don't believe in. I believe more people than not fake a fucking relationship, and I think that's miserable on both sides. You know what I mean? I do not believe in being in an entanglement like that, and I do believe that women. Ooh, Jesus Christ!
That's all what happened to the boy.
God, Man, dark truth. But
Clark Smith.
yeah. Ooh, jeez.
Man, it is what it is, man. We all saw it, man. 4K.
Well,
Tough.
yeah, tough. It's like hey, Future said it. Future said he said
What is that?
he said something about tell Stevie Harvey I don't want her.
Oh.
Like we ain't saving these hoes, man.
Facts.
But this damn fucking thing's about to die. But anyway,
Try to say a few things.
yeah. But we're digressing a little bit. But so I to the point, I don't necessarily. It's not black and white. You know what I mean. So to your point, maybe you have more points on. Let's just since we're both pretty much for it, and let's not like lose people. But what are some more points for your reasoning of why men should have multiple wives or multiple relationships with women, or have what are you saying specifically?
I'm saying that it's in line with nature, right? Because if we look at it from a top down perspective,
For what? For men to
have to have kids with multiple different women.
Period.
Yeah, period, end of story. Like that's what you're here for. Like is to reproduce. You know what I mean? Like that's ultimately what you're here for. So if every single animal, essentially every single mammal on the planet is doing that, the human is only not doing it because society is shaping the mind of a human to think differently. Now, who is shaping the mind of that human? Now, what is that person doing? Now, if that person is doing something different than what they're teaching you, now that's a bigger question, a bigger conversation in itself. So.
I see what you mean, and we don't have to keep saying. I like this topic in general because I believe that it's something that the reason why I'm passionate about it because it conflicts within me. I've seen where I've seen that things about to die, so let me know. But I've seen it where like I definitely don't think that these people should. I don't think these two people should be together and they're just holding on to this fake image or they didn't express it to their offspring. You know what I mean? I've seen it where they didn't express it to their offspring that hey we're not gonna stay together. You know what I mean? And granted there was I didn't see where the father had other baby mamas in that sense, but just in general family being together and all people being in one household I think it can play an importance, but
I think you can have that with multiple women if they're all on the same page. I don't see why not.
I don't know.
It's a bigger family. It's more love. It's more love.
I think when you're in love with a woman, they really get involved. Like I don't believe. Yes, you can be. I believe that yes, you can have the financial structure to be like, yeah, I have 10 women in my house, and yes, I do have them all. But at the end of the day, I think those women. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to digest. Like
it's hard for you to believe that they actually love you if they're willing to accept those things.
See you blatantly. Okay, I'm gonna fuck this girl today, and then I'm not gonna really. I don't really feel like talking to you today. Like I believe.
Well, maybe 10 is excessive. Maybe you have 2 or 3.
2 or 3. I mean, I could see that as well. Maybe I just need to box my life up. Maybe there are some of those girls out there. You can hit my line. If you're down with the activities, you know what I mean, on some like, sharing is caring type thing. I think definitely, and that might to your point, that might be a vibe. To be honest, just if you really imagine it, like if you really imagine like a boss life, like not saying like fancy things by women, but you are in the life of abundance. You know what I mean? I can see where that can work, and things are fun, and things are paid for, things are taken care of as a woman. You know what I mean? And then you get to comfortably raise your kids. You know what I mean? In a nice, beautiful palace. I think there can be some upside to that, even if there's multiple women involved in that situation. As long as it's honest, I feel like obviously if it's honest and everybody's on the same page, and I think there's no problem with that. And I definitely don't think there's no damn morality like, oh, you're a bad person. You did it. I think that shit's corny. I think that shit's fake. You know what I mean? So to be like, no, one man and one woman should be together, and that's the righteous way, or that's the way of doing things, and that's what I mean. You're whatever. You're a womanizer, I guess they try to say if you have multiple women. I think that shit's a load of bullshit. But I guess the most important thing is just making sure everybody's on the same page and making sure that the kids are tended to, which you agree with as well.
Absolutely.
Like you're definitely like the last name carries on, and knowing your last name.
Yeah.
Not having bastard children. I think you agree on. Like, don't have children that you don't own or don't claim.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so. As of today, that's
the king shit.
As of today, that's my stance.
Yeah.
As of today, that's my stance. But in the past, I have thought, like, contemplated on that idea a little bit, where like maybe you don't even know all your kids, and you just have like 1,000 different kids over the earth. I've thought about that idea before.
It's a real thought. We're human. We're supposed to think about these things.
Because you think about it, right? And it's like you want like your lineage to live on. Like you want your genetics to live on.
By any means, right? As
I don't know about by any means, because by any means is a little
Ooh.
That's where things get a little racy. You know.
But that's true though. That's a real thing though. Like let's not ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, even in modern day, yeah. With me, I'm not with that. You know
yeah, that's true.
I'm not with that personally. I'm not with that. But
so you're not with what?
Like raping bitches.
I thought you were talking about some other shit. I thought you were talking about like enslavement or some shit.
More or less, like.
But I never mind. I'm black. He's Indian, so there was a disconnect of, you know what I mean? Because I thought we were on a racist.
Side note: black people think they're the only people who have been enslaved. That's
true. That's
never talking for a different day,
yeah. So there are some black people that do believe in reparations. I think that you can get the fuck out of here with that shit. But
interesting how you flipped the camera before you said that.
To flip it on you. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they didn't see me say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say it, motherfucker. I'll say it to these Negroes.
Oh, damn.
I'll say it to I'm a Negro. I can say that shit. I definitely do think as a culture, this is something I would love to talk about, but, you know, I gotta spoon feed it, my point of views on it. But as a culture, even if you're black or whatever, I think it does you no good as a society to believe in handouts, you know what I mean? I believe that it's important to, I was just having this conversation, and I cannot say these names, but I was just having this conversation with people that I don't even want to say where I met these people, because people are fucking internet's stupid, so people are dumb. But I was having a conversation with people where there was an instance where this lady worked hard for her money, and she had a point of view of not giving the homeless person, you know, her hard-earned money. You know what I mean? And there's some coldness to it, but there's some truth to it. It's like, why should you give your hard-earned money, what you worked for, to somebody who didn't work for it? Obviously, there's could be multiple reasons, multiple layers, but on the flip side of that, I do believe that, you know, if you have the power to help somebody, you can choose to help somebody, and that's totally up to you. You know what I mean? But I don't believe that the individual.
So do you feel like black people are whining about reparations? That was the question.
You have a great mind to bring that question back in and me trying to loophole the fuck out.
Because you try to get out of it. Right?
I really did. I almost
started
to
try to get out of it.
Great, brother. That's amazing to have that brain capacity. I don't think we should be, you know, begging for reparations. I honestly think that it's something that, you know, my pops will say is like, he came from a fucking farm, you know what I mean? Came from, you know, humble beginnings and made the most out of it, you know what I mean? And never really, you know, cried or complained from my knowledge of this person owes me anything, you know what I mean? He's old as fuck, you know what I mean? He came from, you know, the Jim Crow era and shit like that, where shit was really manly and really dangerous. So for him not to be like, this person owes me anything, or this person, then what do we look like as a younger generation talking about, you know, these people owe us, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean that, you know, we're not aware of our, you know, circumstances, but it's about us taking accountability, you know, working together, and helping each other, you know, to grow, you know what I mean? Everything starts, like I said, internally in the house, you know what I mean? Look in the mirror, you know what I mean? That's not the easiest thing to do, but there's so many ways to. I think the better thing to do, or the better thing to think, is not what can I get, it's how can I serve. I think the most important thing in life people get lost on is how to serve people. You know what I mean? Like you're a person that you serve people every day. You wake up and you serve people, and you genuinely, like we you and I kind of laugh about it and stuff like that, because sometimes it's a job. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it feels like, man, this is a joke. Sometimes with me, like I'm seeing a fat fuck that can't lift 15 pounds. I'm like, bro, you can't lift 15 pounds? God damn it, I have to fucking try to show you how to lift 15 pounds? Like, damn, like, but it's all about helping people. It's all about service, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't know how to fix my tire. I go to the fucking handyman. He's probably like, oh, this is the simplest thing in the world, but still, it's still a service. So I think when people think about doing acts of service, then we all get uplifted, and that ties back into like meditation and all that type of stuff. Is think about how you can help people. And with that, you know what I mean, I think that you can have everything, the success, you can have the money, you know what I mean, you can have whatever you dream of, you know, with an act of service, you know what I mean. I think that people get mind fucked into thinking like poverty is lack. All poverty is to me is like lack of resources, lack of whatever. And the worst thing about that is that you can be in a poverty situation in the physical and then create that in your mind and be thinking about lack all the time. And when you think about lack, that's when you get into, in our culture, or just cultures in general, because violence is not a fucking black or white thing, but you get into, okay, I'm going to go rob that dude, or I'm going to go take what he got because I don't have it, you know what I mean? And I understand that can get into a big, deep rabbit hole of where that originally came from, whatever that may be, but it's easy. It's not easy, but if you can
human nature is where it came from.
Yeah, human nature, I really feel like. But if you can flip the switch, I think, and serve people, you know what I mean? Like the Super Bowl's coming up. That's a great act of service. That's why the tickets are $6,000. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. You know, you can get paid by serving people. I don't know what you think about that.
That's right. I agree. Is it gonna die?
Yeah, it's gonna die. We can honestly stop here. That was a good.
I think that was a good segment.
Yeah, that was a good segment. We can stop here. Any last comments you want to say? Anybody you want to say you miss? Okay.
Always ending with that.
I love it. Yeah.
With that. No, I don't have any comments. Any final comments?
Okay. Name. Like your name. Just like hey.
Are you not continuing this from the last one? This is gonna be totally different.
Oh, totally different. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Instagram I might change it, but right now it's at Tradesman Weight Coaching, but I might change it. So we'll see what it is. In the future, it might be at Girls Love Jag because
Girls Love Jag.
That's what it is. So we'll see what it is. But as of today, Tradesman Weight Coaching. Go to tap in, guys.
Yeah.